One to go. How cool is that?
Racing under the lights. I mean, look at this beautiful sunset, a lot of clouds. We don't want any more clouds than that, but it sure is beautiful right now.
Tradie on the side of that 66 truck of Waters. It says Australian clothing company that he brought over to America. Beautiful truck.
Let's listen to our pole sitters radio.
All right, guys, another good truck. Let's execute, no mistakes. Let's go get a clock. Thank you guys for everything.
They are adding a lap here, so 1.5 laps to go till we drop the green flag. He wants that grandfather clock. He's a short track racer. Ty Majeski wants to get it done tonight.
And the hottest guy, fast, man. That 19 truck of Christian Eckes. He's just been getting it done everywhere we go.
A lot of the drivers and the teams were surprised that the racetrack took as much rubber as it did during the day. But there's a lot of, unknowing about tonight. They said, well, it's going to be colder. Will we just pick up the rubber that's down already, or will we add some more rubber to it?
Here there may be some fluid coming from the 20.
It looks like a little bit of fluid right there.
Blake Lowe at the end of the 20.
Ran here last year at Martinsville. Oh, that's one way to check it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some fluid coming out of that truck. Blake wasn't able to practice. I think he had radio issues prior to practice and wasn't able to practice. Did make a lap in qualifying.
Yeah, they had to swap out his helmet, try to get that good communication. Problems continuing for the 20.
With 15 minutes of practice, you can't swap a whole lot of anything very quickly and get back out.
How about qualifying, though? Breaking the track record that was held by Joey Logano back in 2015, and they just shattered it. Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes, that was incredible.
I think we had, what, 3 drivers break the track record?
Yeah, I think Lane Riggs did as well.
This is extra time to get ready for racing. A little bit nerve-wracking, though, if you're a driver.
Absolutely, we are so ready, but we will drop the green flag after this. Stay with us.
Obviously the goal when you're on the racetrack, we've been in a good position to win a championship the last couple years. Hasn't panned out. You need to do a better job at executing at the right times and finding victory lane and hopefully hoisting the championship at the end of the year.
Get that win would be goal number 1. Could happen here tonight. He's had a couple of top 5 finishes already this season, coming off a 3rd place finish at Circuit of the Americas. But this is what it's all about, short track racing. He's been smiling all day long in his interviews.
Yeah, Phil's giving one to go here.
We're going to get with it. I love it.
Watch these drivers fight for the inside of the racetrack. You can run on the outside for a couple laps and do pretty well, but after that you better be trying to find your way towards the inside curb.
William Sawalich just there ahead of Daniel Dye, shaking those tires in. Taylor Gray out on that outside. Jack Wood just ahead of him. Great qualifying effort for Jack. That says it all right there. That one word just makes me happy on a Friday night. We're going to see a lot of action.
Nice crisp night from Martinsville. Everybody watching with their blankets and jackets.
And nobody's mad yet.
Nobody's mad yet. Oh, you just wait, Michael. Pace truck is off. Ty Majeski will lead him as he approaches the restart zone. Christian Eckes on the outside. Green flag is in the air. We are racing at Martinsville.
Eckes is hanging there. Look at Eckes hard down in the corner. Had a good angle getting in the corner.
And is it a good angle exiting too? And he's going to clear the 98 of Majeski, or is he?
What a start for
yes, he does.
Christian Eckes takes control of the lead here. Ty Majeski back in a second. Corey Heim back there in 3rd.
Nice job by Eckes to grab that lead.
Look at them all fighting for that bottom as it gets turn 1. Dean Thompson stuck up on the outside. Like you said, Phil, you get stuck up there for a while, you're going to lose a lot of ground. You just try to get there to the bottom as quick as you can.
Yeah, and that's Ankrum. He does not want to let him in. He wants to use him and abuse him and keep him there on the outside.
Talked a lot about that 18 Tyler Ankrum this year. Having one of his best seasons, if not the best season of his career. 3 top 10 finishes out of 5 races.
There's that 18 truck. Still trying to, and it makes it, the outside guy can make it difficult. You can see he's taking his angle away. He's not letting Ankrum get that nose out in front. Squeezing him down is Thompson. That's how you keep your ground. Look at that.
Ooh.
Squeezing ahead of him, but they made contact.
I think Ankrum bounced off the curb, maybe into the 5 of Thompson.
Chase Purdy looking on, trying to see what's going to develop in front of them. Side by side, they're losing ground. Dean is going to be able to get out in front of Ankrum.
It's for the 8th spot. Was there a little contact here?
Oh, boom, off the curb. You called it, Phil. That curb is so difficult. You want to be right next to it, but if you clip it, it's going to bounce you up the hill.
Stuart Friesen back there in that beautiful multicolored truck.
AIM Autism on his truck. It is so beautiful. Little Parker running around the garage area today. So wonderful to see that family here enjoying short track racing. Stuart's a short track racer. Heard him talking earlier. He doesn't like this place very well, though. One night can fix all that.
Absolutely.
Saw Jack Wood in the 91 on the outside right there trying to find a hole, and he's not getting it. Taylor Gray holding him down. There's Raja Karuth in the 71. How cool for Raja Karuth. We're going to talk about Hendrick Motorsports and celebrate their 40th anniversary all weekend long. But Jeff Gordon was on the grid standing next to Raja. How cool would that be?
Raja's just been a great story this season with all he's accomplished, and just his attitude, his passion for this game, and the job that he's doing behind the wheel. See that brake heat already, Phil? That could become a factor if that gets out of control.
Yeah, on lap 8, so after 7 laps, we're already seeing the rotors glow.
Battle for 5th right here. Nick Sanchez going to the inside of Ben Rhodes, trying to take that position. Sanchez making his 2nd start here, finished 11th last year, said I went to work on myself. I'm a better driver than I was, and this place is circled. He gets that spot.
You saw that gap in front of this battle right here. That's why Nick Sanchez felt a sense of urgency to get on by Ben Rhodes.
You can see right behind him, Jake Garcia. Nice run early for that truck. He's fast too. Rhodes is off to a bit of a slow start this season. Talked to him earlier and he's like, we got to get going. Tonight could be the night. But right now it looks like the 13 is better than the 99.
Stopped the bleeding a little bit in our last race at Coda with a top 10 finish.
You see that blue truck coming into this picture there. That's Dean Thompson. He got around the 18 of Ankrum and is driven away. Good start for Dean tonight. This is about the time of the race, Jamie, I think you begin to feel the truck transition. The tires are getting heated. The pressures are going up. The brakes are hot. Now we're starting to feel like what we're going to have in a longer run.
Nice battle here. Daniel Dye.
On the inside of Sawalich.
They started together and they're racing together still.
Love it. Daniel Dye's got that bumper cam. He's got the onboard camera bringing us all the shots. Heck of a battle right here.
Nice run off 2 there.
Battle for 22nd right there. That's the great thing about short track racing. There is battles going on everywhere.
And like Phil, like we were talking earlier, 5 different winners so far. When you've got Daniel Dye and William Sawalich battling for 22nd, that tells you how many good trucks there are out there on the racetrack. Right now, Sawalich in that 1 is struggling, though, as you see. Matt Mills to the bottom.
Matt had a fast truck in practice. He was 7th fastest in practice. Didn't get the qualifying effort that they hoped for, but it looks like he's moving forward.
Cam Waters trying to figure this out. Comes to the back bumper of the 1.
Cam Waters, only Truck Series race planned for him right now. He wants to do more. Made the trip over here from Australia, went up to Sandusky, Ohio, the home of Thor Sport, made the drive down to Charlotte, got in the simulator. He said he's called Marcus Ambrose, got some advice. Of course, SVG's given him some advice. Jamie, it's been a fun story to follow.
Yes, and some breaking news down here. I actually talked to the team just before this race started, and they said that he is actually going to race at Kansas as well. So he's over here for the long run, and he really wants to learn all of the different tracks that the NASCAR Truck Series offers and hope to get some more experience.
Well, there you have it. Thanks, Jamie. He'll be back at Kansas. But what a place for you to get your first NASCAR experience right here in Martinsville.
Tight-knit, close racing we're going to have all night long.
Christian Eckes already into traffic, working laps 17 of 50 in this stage number 1. Stay with us. We're racing at Martinsville. Welcome back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. We're live in Martinsville. Things have remained the same up front. Now, Craftsman is offering race fans different deals throughout the season. Look out for the Craftsman QR code. That's coming up later in the race to take advantage of tonight's Martinsville deal of the race. This will be fun, so stay tuned. We're going to have that QR code that you'll have to scan on your phone.
You think Majeski will pass Christian Eckes by the time we show that QR code?
I don't know. It's been all Christian Eckes. He's now led in every race this season, and he's approaching 200 laps led so far.
Jack Wood just got around the 71 there of Raja. And then behind him, there's Caden Honeycutt heating up that 71. Looks like he's slipping, Jamie.
Yes, and just listening in on the radio, Raja was saying that he needs more drive, and his spotter, Joe Campbell, was telling him, just work on opening up your entry a little bit. That's going to help yourself out a little bit before we can make it to pit lane to make some changes.
Definitely a struggle right now. Loose, it looks like. You see him sliding up the hill. That's going to open the door for Honeycutt. So hard to make a pass without roughing the guy up a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, when Honeycutt gets to the inside, that's going to open it up for Ty Dillon as well in the 25 truck.
Oh, Ty clipped the curb there. Couldn't get the momentum he needed to fill that spot.
Ty Dillon back in the Truck Series full-time. He's raced here a handful of times for RCR back in the day when he ran full-time in the Truck Series.
He had a runner-up finish here, didn't he? Back in the day.
Had a couple of top 5 finishes. They're looking for a good run. There's a lot of new things going over there at Rackley War Racing. And, oh, got a truck around. That's the 46. That's Thad Moffitt. Caution is out now for the first time this evening.
We're going to have to get rolling so we don't get lapped again here.
Thad had some issues in practice earlier. Had that brake rotor catch on fire. Didn't get a chance to qualify.
He got it rolling, though, like the spotter said.
He was already 1 lap down, but I think it may save him from being 2. But this is a little bit early. I heard some of the crew chiefs tell me that anytime after 40 they were going to come. It might be a tad early right now.
I think so too. Especially with the green fuel it had there early in the race. A lot of grip for these trucks. Brett Holmes is going to get that free pass back onto the lead lap. See if he can jump start his night.
20 laps to go in stage number 1. I told you these laps are going to fly by tonight. Every lap will count. I mean, you can't miss any. You got to stay with us here on this Friday night under the lights.
Phil, what if you were back in the pack a bit and you needed an adjustment? Why wouldn't you pit now? Maybe.
I like that idea. Work on it. Then you have 20 laps, 15 or 20 laps to see if it helped.
Yeah, and if you do that, maybe get some tires and you can stop really later in the race and put another set on.
Yeah, and just change it up a little bit. Obviously, we think the guys up front, you know, we're probably going to run to the end of that first stage and then stop. Again, then they have the option of staying out from that point on.
I think it's funny you said that because I heard other people say, we're going to run to the end of that second stage and then stop and then do the second half like that. We're going to see definitely differing strategies here to try to figure out how to get that track position when it matters. There's
Joe
the brain
Shear
trust.
Jr., yeah, he's got to be happy with their performance so far today.
We saw Christian Eckes grab that lead on the initial start from the outside.
I think Christian goes right to the bottom, though.
I do too.
We got one taker.
Dean Thompson decided to come. Maybe listen, Michael.
Yeah, somebody's picking up what we were putting down.
Yeah, he's in the top 10, so he has a good truck. I think it's a great move. You know, stop now. That gives you an option of maybe trying to stretch it, maybe try to save some fuel. We know we're going to get a bunch of caution laps at the end of the first stage as well as the end of the second stage. So that might be enough caution laps. With a couple more, you see Bailey Curry, the 41, with the same strategy. And again, you can still come in later if you want to. You can change the plan.
And you saw Swalich struggling early, and so he's on pit road making those adjustments and getting the tires. And then, like you said, Phil, if this thing becomes a caution fest, these guys might have enough gas to get all the way there.
Cam Waters in the 66, the Australian driver we were talking about, in for his first pit stop in NASCAR.
And these teams have 3 sets of tires in the pits, so everyone said they have plenty of tires. They didn't think they would use all the tires.
So 17 laps to go in stage number 1. We'll step aside. Stay with us. Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series is on FS1 as the circuit is here in Martinsville for some door-to-door action at the Paperclip. Pre-race begins at 2 p.m. Eastern with the green flag flying at 3. That's all on FS1 and Fox Sports app. All right, they're about to choose, boys.
Choose them up.
I'm like you, Michael. I think Christian definitely takes the inside.
You can control it from down there better. Slide up a little bit high. Nobody's really going to be offended by that. But I do like Majeski going to the outside of the front row. Give himself a chance to make a restart, possibly like we saw at the beginning of the race that Eckes got.
Let's get an update on Ben Rhodes, Josh.
Hey guys, and when I talked to Ben Rhodes earlier today, the goal for this team was to get a win. He has always been good at this track, and Rich Luce just said we should be good enough to win. Well, they started 6th, haven't made up much ground so far. Over the radio just a little while ago, Ben said, I need to be able to roll the center better. He said, my entry is good, but I'm losing it all when it comes to the center. So when they do pit, they'll help him out with that.
Thanks, Josh. Being told that Dean Thompson, equipment over the wall too soon.
Yeah, tough rake. He's one of the trucks that came down pit road, and he was the first truck that came down pit road. So
yeah,
he probably would have had some pretty decent track position relative to the other trucks, but unfortunately he's got to go to the back.
Yeah, he pitted from the 8th position. So Christian Eckes will lead him here. Ty Majeski on the outside and stacks him up in the outside just a little bit. You see Corey Heim got in the back of the 98.
Yeah, second start in a row that the 98 was a little bit. Oh, Jack
Wood off the track on the inside.
He keeps
Can
it
he limp
rolling.
it around?
Keeps her rolling. You can see Lane Riggs in that 38 trying to get that second position away.
Look at this battle for second. Lane Riggs, more comfortable here on the short tracks. Was so happy to be here today in that 38 truck.
And you can hang there for a couple laps on the outside. Good exit for Majeski's going to be able to drive down in front of the 38. He is. He's clear.
That 98 is strong. He's able to do things. Once the tires got warmed up after a lap or two, he's just really rolling right now.
Still a good run early for the 38 of Lane Riggs.
Corey Heim right behind the 38 of Lane Riggs. Nick Sanchez rounds out the top 5.
Ben Rhodes right there on Sanchez's bumper. Like you said, looking for that win. His team's champions. This is champions that we're talking about, trying to get that season straightened out this year.
Watch that 91. He's bottom of your screen, the red and white truck.
Oh,
just got the 9 got him, but it looked like maybe the 88 of Matt Crafton might have bumped into the 9 of Brandon Finger.
They were all checking up, and that's just one of them Martinsville deals, as they say.
Yeah, no malicious intent there whatsoever.
Love that bumper cam right there. A little contact back in the pack.
It's a 56 of Timmy Hill and the 41 of Bailey Curry. Both of those trucks came down pit road.
Timmy's got some speed. Telling Bailey, you better hurry up. I'm here.
Timmy told you earlier that they felt like they had a potential top 10 truck, right?
And it's looking exactly like that right now.
Battling for that 21st spot. New tires.
Good pace.
Trying to make hay.
Differing strategies.
Biggest movers since the restart. Waters in the 66 up 2 spots. Boyd, Mills.
Yeah, hasn't been a lot of movement, has there?
Not a lot. You look at the front especially. I mean, 1st through 4th, that's where they started the race, or that's since the restart. They haven't made any movement.
As Cam Waters jumps to the inside of the 33 truck. That's Lawless Allen.
And he's got Brett Holmes on the inside of him, and you can see right there, big dive to the bottom by Cam. Gets to the inside of Mason Massey.
A little bit of damage to the front of that truck of Lawless Allen.
Talked about Lawless Allen earlier in the show and practice and qualifying. Mike Skinner is his driving coach. A good run.
Man, this stage is almost over, guys.
That 5 of Dean Thompson had that penalty for that pit stop. Back there trying to fight his way back. He's in 27th as we run.
Taylor Gray right now holds down the 15th position. We're right along with this Toyota. That's Ty Dillon, the 25, right in front of him. Good side-by-side battle here.
Jake Garcia
Battle for 8th, and it's heated up. Garcia's got a fast truck, Phil.
He does.
Seen him make some great moves, and like you said a bit ago, not a lot of patience. Made a little bit of a bump, and now he's going to drive away from the 7 of Sammy Smith. Big gap ahead of Smith, as you talked about earlier, so that's why Garcia was fit real quick to give him the bumper and get around him.
Yeah, you got to know if there's a gap in front of you that the potential for the bumper's there.
Bumper.
Same situation for the 45 of Honeycutt.
Honeycutt said, excuse me, coming through. We're faster. Sammy Smith on the outside. He's just making 4 truck starts this year, so he's thinking big picture all about the win. But the guys who are regulars, they need those points here at the end of this stage.
Chase Purdy, the 77, is going to try to get to the inside as well.
Rogers had a bit of a bumpy start tonight. See if he can fill that gap.
That'll put Chase up into a point-paying position if he can complete the pass on Sammy Smith.
Fastest truck last time by is that one, our leader.
Christian Eckes, the last short track race, the only one we've had so far, was at Bristol 2 weeks ago, and he drove it to victory lane, hoping to do the same thing tonight. Christian Eckes works his way around, looking to pick up his 2nd stage win of 2024. Ty Majeski behind him, Lane Riggs, Corey Heim, Nick Sanchez, Ben Rhodes, Tyler Ankrum, Jake Garcia, Caden Honeycutt, and Chase Purdy picks up the 10th spot. He'll take that, pick up those points. Little stage point that goes with you to the playoffs. Well done, Christian Eckes. Welcome back to Martinsville Speedway. Stage number 1 is in the books. Christian Eckes picked up his 2nd stage win of the season. How about Lane Riggs in 3rd? That was his best ever stage finish. So great night. Getting started for that team.
Good truck.
Yeah.
Good truck. Remember, Michael talked at the start of practice that this is a big, big day for Lane Riggs.
Well, Circuit of the Americas, he had never raced on a road course in anything in his whole career, so that was a big day.
It had speed there.
They did.
Look at the strategy. Eckes
Mixing it
stays
up.
out, mixing it up. That's what we were after, right, guys?
Absolutely. I love that.
So you see Ty Majeski, the first to hit pit road. Josh.
Well, let's start with the 98 of Ty Majeski. His biggest complaint, snug in the center, needs some lateral grip when getting back to the throttle. Came in for 4 tires, fuel, and a track bar adjustment. For Ben Rhodes, he's been complaining about struggling in the center. That's where he needs the most help to get the truck where he needs it to be, Jamie.
Well, for the number 11 of Corey Heim, his crew chief Scott Zipadelli told him, just beware, this is going to be a long pit stop. They're going to make a couple of adjustments. One of the things Corey was struggling with was that he wasn't getting the turn that he felt like they were just way too tight. Going to stickers, they know it's going to take some time to get him up to temperature, so he's going to have to deal with that under caution. Jamie?
Thanks, Jamie. A couple wrenches for the 11, some chassis adjustments there. Same for Ben Rhodes. We'll see if it'll help him out. Pit stops in the books. It's been all about Christian Eckes. He's led 54 laps tonight. Can he hang on for his second win of the season? Tomorrow on FS1, witness one of the greatest lineups of all time. Powered by 3 former MVPs, Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman lead the Dodgers as they take on Cody Bellinger and the Cubs. It all begins tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern on FS1. So check that out in the afternoon. We'll have a little Xfinity Series action.
My Tigers are looking pretty good so far this year.
Your teams are having a good year. You're having a good year, Phil Parsons.
What about this problem?
We just talked about him having his best finish ever in a stage. Slow stop for Lane Riggs.
Yeah, the jack actually fell down. He had to take it back down, start over again.
That jackman looks like he could pick up the truck himself.
I think there was an issue with that jack because those jacks really are one pump, and that gets that truck up off the ground. Didn't work that time.
That was about 3.5 pumps to get it where he needed it to be. So you see him back in the 24th spot.
I think it's a perfect scenario here for Christian Eckes. He stayed out, but then another 14 trucks after him stayed out as well. It's got him a big gap back to the fresh tires. Couldn't have worked out any better.
This will be fun. Mixed strategy. Christian Eckes on the older tires. Nick Sanchez, stacks him up on the restart line side by side. You see him ducking all around Chase Purdy back there in the 77.
That was a nice dive bomb by Chase Purdy. He was able to catch Caden Honeycutt hanging on the outside. Sanchez gets over. Honeycutt's now stuck up top.
I'm not sure that Sanchez spun the tires or maybe had a little bit of help from Honeycutt, because right at the start-finish line, he dove left. But again, it was either spinning the tires or had some help doing it.
Oh, Raja trying to squeeze in a hole that didn't look like was there. They are 2 by 2 from about 10th place on back as we see Christian Eckes continue his dominant performance. Look at this mess.
So Matt Mills on the inside in the 42. Inside William Sawalich. Great battles all over this racetrack.
That's Raja out in the 71 truck side by side with Bailey Curry in the 41. Look at battles all over the racetrack. You see Majeski there, the 98, Jack Wood right behind him on the inside. Sammy Smith 3 wide.
Look at this battle.
Oh, we talked about.
Fred Holmes says, hold on, wait a minute.
3 wide. They're going to sort it out. Holmes got the free pass, trying to make some ground.
There's Lane Riggs trying to battle back from that bad pit stop. Going to get boxed in behind Brett Holmes, it looks like. Stuart Friesen is trying to get to his outside, and he's going to get there.
Back there for the 20, 21st, 22nd positions.
Bailey Curry is holding tight with the 71 of Caruth, trying to grab that spot. Raja dives down into turn 3. Oh.
Got Tanner Gray around the 88, stopped on the racetrack. He gets it going. And they all get going.
All your tires up?
Yep.
They're all
Yeah,
up.
feels okay.
Caution is out for the second time.
Phil, 7 of our top 8 trucks have not been to pit road. There's 3 different strategies right now. Guys that pitted at the end of that stage, guys that haven't pitted at all, and some that stopped in the middle of that stage. We talked about how things would be different tonight, and we're seeing just that.
Let's see what happened with Tanner Gray here, back of your screen, the 15 right there.
So Matt Kraft, looks like Matt's truck just went straight. Don't know if he hit the curb and caused it to go straight, but he made contact with the 15 of Tanner Gray.
That was all back there battling for the 24th position.
Getting a report from the pits that Matt said something in his steering locked up, and it looked like that. He just went straight.
Yeah, I didn't think he hit the curb, but for whatever reason, his truck went straight, and that's where the contact came from.
My steering was way off. Tell that Tanner was all me. Something with my steering locked up. I turned and it touched him, then I was just fully deadlocked left.
Said it was all him there, so some kind of issue as he continues to roll here, but that's got to be in the back of his mind.
Yeah, he wanted Tanner to know, wanted the spotter to tell Tanner's spotter that, hey, that was on me, not intentional at all. You see the damage to the right front of Matt's truck, and looks like, look at the right front tire. I know they run a lot of camber here, but that's excessive, isn't it, Michael?
Well, I think the nose is caved a bit, maybe, and maybe that's what we're seeing, Phil. Bent up there.
Yeah, maybe so, but man, that sure looks like an awful lot of camber. I know they run about 8 or 9 degrees of camber here, probably more camber here, and that means the top of the tire is leaned in on the right front.
Nice shot of it right there.
Damage there for Matt.
Another one of the drivers we're always talking about, doesn't matter where we race, is Grant Enfinger. He had a tire going down earlier, so he had pitted before that restart. Jamie.
I'm listening to team communication. It sounds like the number 19, Christian Eckes, is not going to take this opportunity to make a pit stop once pit lane opens. Reason being is they want the stage point, so they're going to go all the way to the end of this one and go for those points, then make the stop. So that's the strategy that they're playing, Jamie.
All right, Charles Denine. I like it. There he is.
Yeah, pit road will be open this time.
Like I said, 7 of our top 8 trucks have not been to pit road, and looks like they're going to stay course with. Now we'll see.
Yeah, we haven't got to the entrance to pit road yet.
I just think they're kind of casually staying out,
yeah.
out wide,
I
not
think,
to show their hand, right?
I think for one of these trucks that hasn't pitted yet, the only reason they're going to pit now and not before is they didn't think they could make it all that way.
Sanchez.
And I think that's the case for Nick Sanchez. Here comes Raja as well.
Raja's second stop of the day.
Raja obviously looking for a little improvement in that race truck. Seemed pretty good earlier today, but needs some adjustments. Jamie.
And Raja is going ahead to take this opportunity to stop and make a couple more adjustments. This is purely just to get more comfortable with that racetrack. He hasn't been there quite all day today, so they're going to go ahead and change those right side tires for Nick Sanchez in the number 2. They're going to do 4 tires. They're going to go 1 up on the track bar. And for Nick, he was saying that he was tight center. It was the same as practice, so he's having the same issues that he had earlier on. One interesting thing was under caution for Nick Sanchez. He didn't realize how cold the brakes were going to get, and it took him a little while to get those back up to temperature when we did go to green, JB.
And you see Matt Craftsman making adjustments on that truck, probably taking a look at it, seeing if there's anything visibly wrong with it. Woo!
That'll get your attention, won't it? Hello.
Yeah. I talked to Kevin Bono Mannion, that's Nick Sanchez's crew chief today, and I asked him what the strategy was. He said, well, we may run to about lap 70 because he thinks, I don't think I can make it from the end of the first stage. So he's absolutely right on schedule for when he talked about stopping.
Well, Bono knows how to get it done. He's won 2 of the last 3 races here. Perhaps tonight would be another one. Stay with us. Ready for restart number 2, Christian Eckes, Tyler Ankrum on the front row. Christian Eckes just nailing the initial start and both restarts so far tonight. Look at Chase Purdy up there in the 77, just behind Eckes.
Tyler Ankrum trying to grab that second spot away. Caden Honeycutt with a strong run in that 45.
Garcia
so
right behind.
impressive.
That 13, a good top 5 run so far for Jake Garcia.
Bailey Curry, William Sawalich. We didn't think he'd stay back there too long. They made some adjustments to that race truck. Up in the 7th spot now. 26 laps to go here in stage number 2.
Chase Purdy doing a nice job hanging in there on the outside. It's going to get harder. The more laps they run, the harder it will be to stay there.
Isn't this great, though? We talk about how many trucks could potentially win. 3 wide for second. Oh.
Lane Riggs goes around. That brings out the caution for the 3rd time. Excuse me, for the 4th time tonight.
He was running 16th after the issues on pit road, so I looked up about where 16th was on the racetrack, and it was a mess. And it turned out to be a caution.
Yeah, I think right now, if I'm Lane Riggs, I come to pit road, and then I'm done for the day.
Lane's on the outside, Jack Wood down on the bottom. Did Jack slide up, or did a shove from the back? Sammy Smith. Then did, you know, it's interesting. If you're Jack Wood, you say, I know I hit you, but somebody hit me.
Yeah.
Please relay that to the spotter.
Yeah, and Lane wants to know somebody to be mad at.
Yeah, that's right, and he deserves to be.
Yeah.
Just got turned. You see Stuart Friesen right there in the middle of that mess.
Lane Riggs started this race third. Was running up there in the top 5. Came down pit road, had a slow stop. They had a problem with the jack on the left side. That got him mired back in traffic. Now you saw the contact there that got him around.
Brian Patty told me lap 80 was his number. He would pit at lap 80 no matter what. Let's see if he was pulling my leg or not, because we're going to be right on lap 80, and he doesn't need any stage points. He's not worried about that. That strategy might be indeed what he decides to do.
Unless you absolutely need stage points, I think right now is about the latest you want to pit, because these speeds haven't fallen off any. These guys are maintaining a really, really fast pace. So I like stopping now and not stopping anymore. Again, you might have to forego the stage points for the second stage.
Guys, we've been talking about how chilly it is. I think it's like in the 40s. Let's hear what Ty Majeski's saying about the weather.
You feel pretty good in there? Yeah, I'm good. Why? It's snowing up here. I was just curious.
Yeah, I'm actually toasty. Don't worry, you guys will have the advantage on me most of the season. I'll take a win.
He said it'll be hot most of the season in that truck.
Yes. Well, that's Brandon Lyons, his spotter. And we're hearing that there might be some snow flurries up on top of the roof. So yeah. Interesting turn of events. Look at those spotters.
They are bundled up, aren't they?
Are you sure that this is springtime?
Just like our cameraman, same situation up on the roof.
Got some takers.
And look at the fans. Friesen fan there, is it? I couldn't tell who she was a fan of. About 47 degrees right now.
Corey Heim to pit road.
Got the 66, Cam Waters on pit road.
Everybody.
Yeah,
back.
Jack Wood, the 91 on pit road. Brett Holmes, the 32 as well. You see trouble with the jack on the left side of Matt Mills' truck. There's Corey Heim.
See if they go into the back of that truck with an adjustment. Yeah, there it goes. So they've been working on it since the race started. Every time they get a chance on pit road.
I think every truck I've seen make a pit stop has made an adjustment. A lot of the crew chiefs are really unsure what this racetrack was going to do, but 4 tires for Corey Heim. I have to believe that's going to be it for him on pit road.
Everybody that was running right around that 10th, 15th came to pit road except for the 7 of Sammy Smith. I'm going to have a talk with Brian Patty. That's not how he told me it was going to go down. We'll see how it plays out.
3 drivers have yet to come to pit road. Christian Eckes, Tyler Ankrum, and Jake Garcia are the 3 trucks that have not pitted yet.
And that's good for us because those 3 trucks are really fast, and they're going to be mired.
All these trucks.
They're going to collect some stage points, though, and feel good about that accomplishment. And as fast as Eckes is, I wouldn't be surprised to see him storm back through the field and win this thing.
Well, you heard the report about Christian Eckes. Their plan, they're going to wait 20 laps. They want to stay out there, get those stage points, and then he'll make the pit stop. So it's going to get good.
You know, 2 years ago, William Byron won this race. It went full distance. We had rain, remember, last year. And William did not have a top 10 finish in either of the first 2 stages and ended up leading like 90-some laps of the race.
Strategy. It's always around road courses in Martinsville. Anywhere, really, but especially at this place. Oh, man.
A lot of damage there on the
Steven
22.
Malazzi.
Yeah.
He got into somebody fairly hard, it looked like.
So far, so good for that man right there. Christian Eckes has literally led every single lap so far, 81.
Well, we're getting ready to see in about 25 more laps how good that truck really is, because he's as Michael said, he's gonna be mired behind a lot of really, really good trucks too.
Well, if you look at the scoring monitor, Phil, 32 trucks on the lead lap. So,
and laps since last pit, I mean, it's all over the map right there. You see the first 2 trucks have not pitted yet. Garcia back there in 5th. So mixed bag. Jamie.
Well, Christian Eckes is one of those trucks, hasn't made that pit stop yet, like you guys were talking about. Just listening to his communication with Charles and Ike, and they're talking about what they're going to do when they do make the pit stop at the end of the second stage. And he said, you know, your fire off is really good, your short run's really good. What could help you on the long run? And Christian said, really, I need to be a little bit freer when I'm in traffic. That's where they're struggling right now. So they're going to make those changes when they stop, but the plan now is to still stay out until the end of the second stage.
Thank you, Jamie. So far, so good for them, but it's going to get really good for the second half of this race for Christian Eckes.
We've chosen it up, getting ready to go back at it.
Yeah, we talk about the 3 that haven't pitted. It's actually the top 5. Let's add Purdy and Honeycutt to that list of trucks that have not pitted. They hit the pit in line down the backstretch, and that's why they're being shown as making a pit stop.
Hey, they're hoisting the clock.
It takes 2 people to hoist that clock. Were you and Bubba able to carry that clock yourself?
Me and Bubba had a good time hoisting his clock up to his apartment.
Beautiful clocks. They always have it in the media center here. All right, here we go. Christian Eckes. Chase Purdy on the outside. Tyler Ankrum just behind him. And the 45, Caden Honeycutt, having a great night on the outside. Row number 2, side by side they go into turn 1. Christian Eckes.
Oh, Eckes squeezing Purdy up the hill. That's not going to set well with Purdy.
See the sparks coming out from underneath the 77. Look at that. Dean Thompson making moves on the outside, trying to bring Taylor Gray along with him.
Great battle for the second spot with the 77 of Purdy on the outside. Is Ankrum going to be able to clear? He is going to be able to clear Purdy.
And did you see Purdy take it to the left so he could block off Caden Honeycutt? That was a solid move by that 77 truck. Dean Thompson making some ground up top.
Look at that 3 wide.
It's Ty Majeski on the inside. He's going to make it work. Going to get by the 41 of Curry as well as the 17 of Taylor Gray.
This, as you would say, Michael, look at this mess. There's trucks all over the place.
It's a scrum, Jamie. I think it's a scrum.
It's a scrum. Taylor Gray in the 17, William Sawalich. Teammates there. Ben Rhodes back in the 99 and Sammy Smith.
This is precision driving right here. These guys are doing a nice job of being very aggressive, but not stepping over the line yet.
Apparently you have to have orange on your truck to be in that scrum.
Exactly. I tell you, I think the driving has been very respectful so far. Now that's probably will go out the window when we get in the second half of this race.
You're saying it's subject to change?
I think so, but very minor contact we've had so far, as close as these guys are racing.
It's so hard to understand watching TV how fast these guys are going and at the pace in which they're doing, how close they are. 95, 100 miles per hour side by side, like you said, Michael, precision.
See that gap in front of these 2 orange and black trucks of Sawalich and Taylor Gray. They got to get that figured out. They're losing ground with the trucks in front of them.
It's a battle trying to make it into the top 10. 12 laps to go in stage number 2. Talked about the season that Ben Rhodes in the 99 has had. Get things turned around.
Jamie.
Majeski trying to make his way back up. Started on the pole today. Gets that 6th spot from Dean Thompson.
I bet our cameramen on top are getting dizzy trying to follow all these battles around. This is crazy action. You can see Sanchez trying to grab that spot. Here's Raja to the bottom of Stuart Friesen. There's Grant Enfinger after that spin trying to climb his way back into things.
14th spot. Grant Enfinger just didn't have the truck earlier that he was hoping for. Had that issue with the tire, came down pit road.
Saw the 56 for a moment. Timmy Hill hanging in there as well. Right behind Enfinger in the 9.
He's got a battle behind him. That's Lawless Allen that's inside of Ty Dillon. Spencer Boyd doing a nice job keeping pace with these trucks. Top 20.
Remember, Majeski has about 40 laps on his tires. Jake Garcia has not been to pit road yet.
That shows you how solid that 13 truck is tonight. Just doing a great job.
A couple of teammates here. Thor Sport with 5 trucks in the field. I love how hard they're racing, these different strategies. You talked about it, older tires versus new, and they're still putting on a great show.
See Majeski flare up high there to see if he could get an angle to run off the corner and make that pass on the exit. Wasn't quite able to get there.
Trying to get a little momentum built up. Drive it a little bit straighter up off the corner.
He might dive in there as you see Lawless Allen down on the inside of Dillon.
They're leaning on each other. There is a little contact there with Ty Dillon. He said, I love racing this place. I love the truck series because the aggression level here is so high. That suits his driving style.
Corey Heim, right behind this group. You see Corey in that 11 truck, Jamie.
Getting down to the end of this, it's all about those stage points right now. Tanner Gray had his issues, spun earlier in that 15 truck.
There goes the pass for Majeski.
Majeski moves into the 5th spot.
Dean Thompson solid tonight.
He's been so good.
Top 10 last time out at COTA for Dean Thompson.
Had a penalty on pit road, finds himself back in the mix.
Phil, you said it a bit ago, there's just very little fall off in these tires. The speeds are just staying right there. It probably has a little bit to do with the weather, the cool conditions. Certainly intense racing. As you see, Corey Heim diving inside of Spencer Boyd.
Corey Heim picks up that 21st spot, gets around the 76 of Boyd. Remember, he last pitted on lap 79.
Oh, no.
And a tap from the 43 of Daniel Dye. 2 trucks go around.
Lane Riggs went around as well.
Spencer Boyd, we were just talking about him. He goes around. What a night it's been for Lane Riggs.
Looks like Lane's into that outside wall. See the scratches on the wall, is he? Yeah, you see the damage on the left front.
Yeah, not a lot of damage, but look at the damage on the left front. That could affect the toe in as well. Watch, this is a 76. Watch Daniel Dye, the 43. He's going to get in the back of Spencer Boyd. And Lane Riggs was just on the outside, an innocent bystander.
They were racing just outside the top 20, and you can see Daniel just gets in way deeper than Spencer Boyd.
I think Spencer was doing a really nice job racing around some really good trucks.
He was. That's a shame. At least he didn't get any damage out of the deal, but darn, I think that could hurt that 38 truck. Watch him bounce into that outside wall.
Yeah, and Spencer really couldn't go anywhere because looked like Corey Heim was less than a half a truck length in front of him. Again, certainly no intent by Daniel Dye to run in the back of Spencer Boyd.
Well, we were live with Daniel Dye when this happened. Let's take a look at it again.
Just got in a little hotter than Spencer did. That's going to end the stage.
That'll bring the green-white checker out. So Christian Eckes
He's led them all.
picks up stage win number 3 on the season.
How many times we ever said that? First 100 laps, he led them all.
He's led them all.
He's getting ready to have his work cut out for him, though. He's going to come out in about 20th position, I would guess.
Yeah, we can assure you that he will not lead every lap of this race.
All about Christian Eckes. You guys said it. He has led them all. Can he hang on, though, for the second half of the race? 100 laps to go. Stay with us live from Martinsville. Welcome back to the Craftsman Truck Series live from Martinsville, Virginia. Half of the race in the books, second half left to go. Pit road is open. They're coming your way, Josh.
Start with the 18 of Tyler Ankrum making his first stop of the day. His biggest complaint, that truck is just too tight. Says the 19 is beating him in the center, so they're going to go with a half round in the right rear to help him out. As far as the 45 of Caden Honeycutt, staying out to get those stage points as well. Said it's hard to turn in the center. They're going to make an adjustment to help him out as well, Jamie.
And up around the turn of pit lane, our race leader, the number 19 of Christian Eckes. He is clean in his pit stop. Right behind him is the number 77 of Chase Purdy, also on his marks. This would be 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel for each of these. Some slight adjustments, but overall, both of these drivers were pretty happy with their truck. They're both complaining and needing just a little bit more drive off, just slight adjustments. One stop in the race, some tear off, a bottle of water, and Christian Eckes is already out as Chase Purdy still sits on pit lane, Jamie.
Ooh, that was a close call. The 19 pulled out of his box. Crew member looked like he was trying to pull some tape or just clean the grill there. But yeah, I'd say he's happy with his truck, boys. What do you think?
Yeah, I think 17 trucks stayed out, so it's going to be interesting.
Watch this. Wipes the grill.
Look at those back
Hey, I'm
tires
rolling,
already
boys.
spinning.
Woo! I'm coming, ready or not. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Up till we break through. Nobody's gonna stop us. From the top, it's a clear view. Nobody's gonna stop us. Yeah, we're just getting started. Yeah, we're so hot-blooded. Get your engines running.
And we welcome you back to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series racing from Martinsville. Stage number 3 is upon us. 92 laps to go, and the strategy has it all mixed up, gentlemen.
Christian Eckes will be the 19th truck to choose when we get ready to restart this race.
That's just fun right there. These crew chiefs, differing strategies. The fact that he needs those stage points, he wants to win a championship. It's all over the board right now.
How about Ty Majeski, our pole sitter, right back where he started, up in the number 1 spot, and Taylor Gray up there will restart here on the front row.
Taylor dropped to the second inside. Sawalich on the front row with Majeski. How about this?
I got my orange and black mixed up, didn't I? Both of them have been mired back, so good to see them. Let's see what their trucks are capable of up front. Ben Rhodes there too. Ty Majeski, William Sawalich. First time restarting on the front row tonight for William Sawalich on the outside. Nice and orderly into turn 1.
Ooh, nice move by Taylor Gray to grab that second spot.
Solid restart by Ty Majeski, who has Taylor Gray just behind him. Nick Sanchez back there battling for that 3rd spot.
Do we give each other a little less room now, Michael, in the second half?
We're starting to really clamp down now, Phil. We're really going to let people have it if we need to.
Stuart Friesen with a great run, finds himself up here running in the top 5. And that beautiful number 52 truck on the inside.
Yes, Ben Rose, the 99 to his outside. So Walsh is going to be able to duck. Oh, for a moment, it's going to be contact.
There it is.
Saw the 71 jump in there, a little bit of contact. They all keep it straight.
Yeah, Stewart made contact with Sawalich. Sawalich kept it straight.
Ben Rhodes trying to keep Sawalich on the outside, but he lets him in. Takes that spot away. There's Tanner Gray, spun earlier. Here he finds himself in the 7th spot.
What about his brother, Taylor, up in 2nd? Great run again for that 17 truck.
Here comes Corey Heim, right side of your screen, that 11 truck, trying to work his way underneath Raja.
Raja says, come on, work with me, let me in somewhere.
Grant Enfinger looking on inside the top 10 in that 9 truck.
Matt Crafton had that steering issue earlier. You see him enter the screen right there in the 88 Menards truck.
Yeah, that truck still has some pace.
Look at this. Daniel blocking down into the corner. Matt said, I'm not going to have any of that. I need you to move over.
Yeah.
So this is the next lap here on board with the 43.
These trucks running inside the top 15, and bam, that was a big hit.
Did he poke the bear?
You don't want to do that to Matt Crafton.
This is a big night for Matt Crafton. 550th career start, all consecutive for Matt.
See Matt Mills lined up right behind Matt Crafton. And there's Eckes.
He's 13th, Phil, and you can see he's just heating up everybody he gets to. What a great grip he has up off the corner. You can see just gets there, makes the move. Next up, Matt Crafton. They're just going to get progressively harder, though, to pass.
And this racetrack is getting faster. We're seeing some of the fastest laps that we've seen all night.
Well, they know Christian Eckes has had command of this race, led every single lap in the first half. They know he's coming on fresh tires.
Raja to the inside of Corey.
We haven't said that a lot this year, people trying to pass Corey Heim.
And he wasn't happy with his truck after practice. He said they thought they had some work to do. This is not Corey Heim-like performance.
Battle for 8th.
And they have really improved this 71 truck of Raja Caruth. I think he was way off when we started this race. And now he has a top 10 truck.
Chad Walter went to work on that 71 for Raja, trying to make it better. They only got 10 minutes of practice today, and they had good speed. Didn't have the best qualifying effort or what he expected to have. But they tuned on this truck.
Battle that just won't go away.
Jamie, what are they saying in Raja Caruth's pit?
Another thing that they're relaying to him is that number 11 truck of Corey Heim that he's right there on track with has been really strong, and they've also made big improvements to it. They said, if you can stay up there with Corey, we're going to have a truck that can run to the finish.
There you see just behind this battle that Corey Heim takes control of. We've got Grant Enfinger and then the man. We now have Christian Eckes as he drives around Enfinger into the top 10.
You see, though, look left side of your screen. He's 7.5 seconds behind, but we're going to see more caution flags. There's no way I think we run this race out to the end, and every caution flag we get will help Christian Eckes.
Ty Majeski continues to lead over Taylor Gray. 79 laps to go. We're going to step aside, but you won't miss a thing. We're going side by side. Christian Eckes continues his march to the front. A little love tap there to Corey Heim. He wants to take over that 6th spot. Corey not going to give it to him.
Most everybody's
got to earn it.
No, I think the spotters are on the radio. Said there's a blue streak coming, and he's going on. When he gets your bumper, you better get out of the way, or he's coming through. What a run through the field it's been for Christian Eckes.
He restarted 19th, already up to 6th.
Plenty of laps still to go for him to work his way to the front. Jack Wood, Caden Honeycutt in the 45. Been so impressive. Just a couple of Truck Series starts this season. Jumps in the truck. He's finished 6th and 12th this year. He's been top 10 all race long tonight, making his way forward. He's on that strategy. A little contact there. Sammy Smith. Seems all good.
Yeah, we haven't seen the strength out of that 7 truck that we thought we would have. Sammy Smith has been so good here in the Xfinity car.
Josh.
And just an update of the 98 of Ty Majeski. I talked about it off the top of the broadcast, but they brought a little different setup with Ty Majeski having a big say in what went into this. He told me with Joe Shear, who usually likes to be a little more conservative, he said I had to convince him to let me do what I want to do, but the team listened to Majeski, and you see the way they've been able to run out here tonight. Well, the team told him a little while ago, hey, the 17 and you got a wreck out there on the track, guys.
Thanks, Josh. Caden Honeycutt.
Let's go, Caden. Get back in gear. That's a shame. What a solid run you talked about.
Yeah, we were just talking about him making his way back to the front. He's got some damage in that race truck driving for Nice.
He was
going to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, he's running inside the top 20 when he went around.
Phil Gould, the crew chief, talked to him. He'll have Ross Chastain in this truck a few times. Let's see what happened here.
He's right on the tailgate of the 43 of Daniel Dye.
And he wrecks himself.
Spins around. I didn't see that one coming.
I didn't either. And there was nobody behind him. He didn't get any contact from behind. He was trying to make his way underneath the 43 of Daniel Dye.
Let's go on board with the 43.
You can see 45's faster, gaining on him there, and tries to duck to the bottom. And then does he clip the curb?
If he clipped the curb or just buzzed the tires a little bit and around it went. He's going to lose all that track position.
It don't look like he hit the curb. It just buzzed the tires. I guess didn't look normal to me.
And remember, I said every caution flag is going to help Christian Eckes. He was up to the 6th position, but he was still 7 seconds behind Ty Majeski. His caution is going to close him right up.
I got some bad news for the competition, though. The last lap, when I looked at the scoring pylon, he was 2/10 faster than the leader. So we know how much speed the 19 truck has, and it was evident when you looked at the scoring monitor.
And he'll be the 6th truck to choose on our next restart.
Majeski had almost a 2-second lead over Taylor Gray before that caution came out.
See, the pits are open. I don't see anybody near the front coming down pit road.
Ben Rhodes looks like he's going to duck there, the first to do so.
Ben probably says, hey, we're backing up. We might as well put some tires on, try to do something. Matt Crafton's coming in as well. A late dive to pit road for Matt Mills.
Cam Waters as well.
Josh, Ben Rhodes is coming your way.
Yeah, Ben Rhodes has been working on that truck all night long, been complaining about that truck being too tight. Comes in for 4 tires and fuel to see if they can help him out, make a strong run towards the end of the race, Jamie.
Matt Crafton with same strategy. Let's just work on this thing. We're not going to win like we are. Heck, it looked like maybe even staying inside the top 10 for Rhodes would have been a chore.
Yeah, he was the highest placed truck that came down pit road. He was running in the 8th position. We talked about Sammy Smith probably not being as good as we thought he was going to be. Adjustment there, big adjustment, and 4 tires for that 7 truck.
See 64 laps to go here from Martinsville. Finishing up these pit stops.
Looks like Matt's going to win the battle off pit road over the trucks that came.
I like that. I mean, heck, got to improve your truck, have an advantage on tires. I know there haven't been a whole lot of fall off, but the right adjustment with fresher tires could make the difference for these teams. But so many trucks on the lead lap, that's what makes it so difficult.
Sunday on Fox, it's week 2 of the United Football League as the Houston Roughnecks take on the DC Defenders. Spring just got a little stronger. The hard-hitting action continues Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox. UFL, that's been fun to follow, fun to watch. course, The Rock, a big part of this. Came to Daytona and talked all about it. So if you've been missing football, we got your fix. It's Sunday at 4, the UFL. All right, 63 laps to go. Ty Majeski, Taylor Gray, Nick Sanchez, Stuart Friesen, and William Sawalich, the top 5. And you know, they're looking in their mirrors at the man right behind him, Christian Eckes.
What's most impressive is the name you said at the back of the top 5, William Sawalich. Struggled in practice, didn't have a very good race to start with, and now the youngster, the kid, has found himself up in the top 5 with a good truck. So that shows you how smart and how good he is to be able to explain to the team what he needs, how he needs to go about adjusting it, and then go out there and perform at that level.
Yeah, qualified outside the top 20, and here he is running in the top 5.
Well, we've been impressive with him, everything he's been able to do in the ARCA Menard Series. He's an East champion. He's running for that title again, running the ARCA National Series, but he made his Truck Series debut right here last year and finished 9th after all that was said and done with the rain, the wet weather tires, you name it. All right, coming to the choose.
We know Majeski's going to the inside.
Well, Taylor Gray followed him down there last time. See if he does that again. It worked out last time, and he does. Nick Sanchez will go up top. Stuart Friesen in the top 5.
See, Eckes is going to grab the inside. He will restart fourth on the inside. He will restart 7th.
That pace truck looks like he runs up high and says, I don't know, y'all are crazy back there. I need a little space up here.
Sanchez is crowding him a bit. Trying to get those tires warmed up. How about the Taylor, the Gray brothers, Taylor and Tanner? I mean, they always find each other in the top 5. Jamie.
You saw Christian Eckes choose that inside line, and he was waiting to see what William Sawalich in front of him was going to do. When you take a look at how many laps they have on the tires, Christian Eckes made a stop at lap 104, took on 4 tires. William Sawalich was on lap 32, so he didn't want to be right behind him because he knew he's going to have to fire off, and he didn't want to get slowed down.
Definitely different strategies here as Ty Majeski, Taylor Gray lead him once again into turn 1.
I think the gloves are going to come off right now, Phil.
I do too.
You can see Sanchez.
Big block by Sanchez on Taylor Gray.
Taylor took the block. He didn't punt him out of the way.
Eckes is side by side with Sawalich now.
Trying to pick up another spot all over Stuart Friesen as well. Is he going to get 2 for 1?
Boy,
Look at that
truck turn. Did that truck turn in the center of the corner? Wow.
Could be the most dominant truck I've seen here in a while. He's just able to do things other guys can't.
3 wide, the 43. What a night he has had. And they're still crowding each other all over the place. The 5 of Dean Thompson trying to get through. He's been so solid all night.
Nice job there by Daniel, getting squeezed up top and then dives to the bottom and hanging in there right now.
And Chase Pretty did a nice job on the outside. Once he got out of the middle of the 3 wide, see him racing right there on the outside of Daniel Dye.
All for the 13th spot.
Oh, something happened to Grant. Grant was slow. You see, looks like he's made some contact with the right front. The letters are gone off the right front tire on Grant's truck. Is he going to get into the outside wall here?
Does he get squeezed by Raja?
He got squeezed by Raja. Raja didn't quite leave him enough room.
Grant Enfinger into the wall there. He keeps it straight. We keep it green.
Great job by Jack Wood to avoid Grant.
Look at that 3 wide there with Ty Dillon up top. Oh, there's so much action going on.
Take a breath, Michael. Take a breath.
I love short track racing. This is making me nervous, though.
Here comes Matt Crafton. Remember, fresh tires on that 88 truck. Matt's just now outside the top 15.
Oh, man.
That was a huge hit.
What a bad break that was.
Grant Enfinger straight into Dean Thompson. The caution comes out now for the 7th time tonight.
Dean had no time to react to that contact.
That was back in the 19th spot.
What a great run it's been for Dean, too.
Sorry, boys. There's nowhere I could go. I just got screwed there.
He's exactly right.
Yeah, the contact with Grant, there's just nothing he could do right there. Some accidents are unavoidable. You just find yourself at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Gosh, great night for them.
Look at this. Grant gets a bump. It's hit him sideways, and when he corrected outside, he went. And
he needed a little bit more room, and unfortunately, Dean's going to pay the price.
That's a shame. Look at that. Tight short track racing. Look at the contact, too. Truck up off the ground. That's just
destroyed that race truck.
Certainly did.
The performance he had tonight, that's one they were going to keep. Bring her back. We're racing here, by the way, at Martinsville again. Later in the season, it'll be the cutoff for the championship. So some good notes for them if they make it, you know, that far into the championship. They have a chance.
Isn't that wild? We're going to come to Martinsville and say, okay, how fun is that? We've had a lot of great, intense racing here at Martinsville when there's a championship on the line.
See Dean getting out of his truck there.
He's being directed over to the safety truck to take the mandatory ride to the infield care center.
Even though it's a short track, the hits can be big.
Eckes now will choose 4th. Gained a couple more spots on that last round.
It's Eckes against the field. He's been so solid. Christian Eckes led 104 laps tonight. Ty Majeski, the other leader tonight, 44 laps and counting. 52 laps to go for the Craftsman Truck Series from Martinsville. Stay with us. See how it all shakes out. Welcome back to Martinsville Speedway, the shortest and oldest racetrack we go to in NASCAR. Hasn't disappointed tonight. 7 caution flags for 53 laps, 49 laps to go, and Ty Majeski continues to lead. So before break, we talked about the fact that we're coming back to Martinsville. It's going to be a cutoff race right before the championship race. So let's take a look at where we're going.
Let's go trucking. What do you say?
This is the playoffs.
Going to start off in Milwaukee.
And we're going to head south to Bristol. Love Bristol.
Short track action.
1.5 miles at Kansas for the 2nd time this year. We'll go.
And then the Talladega Super Speedway. Doesn't get much better than that.
Go down, get a little suntan and Homestead Miami Speedway.
Right back here to Martinsville.
And then we're going to head west and crown a champion in the Truck Series.
We're going to carry the trophy all the way out there too, aren't we?
Well, that's going to be fun. We know there's a lot of highlights that come out of this race when it's in the playoffs, whether it's the Cup Series, Xfinity.
All right, coming to choose here. We know Majeski's going to the inside. Sanchez is going to stay inside or outside. He's going outside.
That's what Taylor Gray wanted to see. He likes that bottom. And you can see Stewart went low, but that put Eckes row 2 outside.
Well, this is going to be fun. Eckes has just been incredible tonight.
Remember, Eckes restarted 7th on the last restart, and now he's all the way up to 4th.
Let's listen to Nick Sanchez's radio.
Doing a great job, man. Just keep being smart, big picture. Remember, if you can't be first, be second, so on and so forth. Got to finish.
Basically, take what the truck's going to give you.
Yeah, Derek Nealon going to pump him up a little bit. Say, be smart here.
Yeah. This is NASCAR. If you ain't first, your last doesn't count here. Every position matters. We're not going to go Ricky Bobby on this thing.
Ty Majeski. Been a great day for him. Can he hang on to the end?
Nice start by Sanchez. And what happened to Majeski?
Great restart by Nick Sanchez. Takes the lead for the first time tonight. Not quite. Ty Majeski coming back on the inside. They're battling back and forth. Here comes Eckes, taking a peek. He moves into 3rd. Nick Sanchez slips back. No more hold, but he takes it. Sanchez gets a little sideways. Christian Eckes behind him got a little bit sideways and slips into 3rd.
Big block on the 17 of Taylor Gray for Christian Eckes.
See Stuart Friesen down on the bottom. Are they going to dive in there 3 wide? No, they think better of it. Still side by side all the way back.
Sawalich in the 1, Ankrum in the 18, right behind the 15 of Tanner Gray.
Battle for 8th right there. Tanner Gray had his spin earlier in that 15, but he's been battling up there in the top 10. Ankrum trying to pick up that spot.
This has been a good track for Tanner Gray. He's finished 3rd here.
Matt Crafton, remember, in that bright yellow truck, just a little bit better tires. We saw him make that late pit stop, and he's making some good ground. Oh, where
trucks go around. Brett Holmes there in the 32.
Wrecking again.
And then 90, Justin Carroll in the wall. Caution comes out again. Justin Carroll making his 2nd start this season. Had problems earlier, never even got on the racetrack at practice or qualifying. That was back in the 24th and 25th spot.
I don't see as much damage to Brett's truck as Carroll has.
Okay, so this means we're choosing again. We're restarting again.
And Eckes has made his way up to 3rd now as we get ready for the next choose.
We got time to get them 1 at a time now, Phil. We need to get 2 or 3 at a time. When that restart started, he did just that. Let's see if we can see what happened back here in traffic.
See, the 3 wide.
Oh, and he gets hit from behind.
Caden Honeycutt in the 45, maybe a little contact.
Yeah, bumped in the back of Holmes, and that just took Carroll right out of the groove and into the wall.
Yeah, much like the incident we saw earlier that involved a couple trucks.
Lawless Allen, lucky there. Heads up by him. He was able, you see right there, that 33 truck just avoids Brett Holmes as he starts spinning. Real-time look at it here. That was a big hit.
It was.
Talk about speeds down to 65, 70 miles an hour. It still looks like a huge crash, doesn't it?
Josh, let's get an update on Ty Majeski.
Yeah, and keep an eye on the 98 during this next restart. Ty just came over the radio and said, guys, I don't know what it is, but I just can't launch. I just keep spinning the tires. I have no traction. The team trying to talk him through what he can do different this time around, but he's very evident also that the 19 has been charging through the field, knowing that that's their biggest threat at this point right now, guys.
And you know, Josh, it's just, you can see it. He just doesn't launch. It's like his tire spin. And so he was able to hold on to the lead there, but definitely a challenge for that 98 truck on the restarts.
Being told the 45 of Caden Honeycutt and his crew chief, Phil Gould, have been invited to the NASCAR hauler after the race.
And when you say invited, that means you are told to.
That's a nice way to put it.
Mandatory.
Yeah.
Get in here after this race. You're going to have a little talking to.
You know, if you get an invite, you can say yay or nay. This is not one of those circumstances. There's that 45 truck.
Your attendance is mandatory? Is that what you would say?
You must show up, or you will not be practicing next week, or something will happen to you.
Yeah, you don't want to find out.
Right.
I think we both have seen that movie, haven't we?
We've been there.
Yeah.
You see the 90s hat for Caden Honeycutt, stage 1, 9th, stage 2, 5th. And things have kind of gone sideways literally for him,
you know,
fortunately.
From the way I saw that, though, man, that's just tight racing here late in the going at Martinsville. I mean, I don't think there was anything malicious there. It just didn't go down well, obviously. So probably deserves a talking to.
How about Nick Sanchez, Jamie?
Well, Nick just asked his crew chief, Bono Mannion, if he was good on fuel, if he needed to think about saving, if he needed to worry about his tires, what it was that he needed to focus on at this stage of the race. And Bono told him, he said, you are plenty good on fuel. You keep that truck underneath you that you need. Just stay smart out there. So Nick's got his head down. He's ready.
Phil, you think that Majeski's plenty good on fuel? We know the strategy's a little bit different, but
I think we've had so many caution laps. I have to believe everybody right now, everybody in the field, I think, maybe with a possible exception of Sawalich, who pitted on lap number 32. I think everybody else is comfortable, and Sawalich may be fine as many caution laps as we've had.
I'm getting anxious, man. I like seeing this green flag racing. Now we're bumping into each other and having these late cautions. You knew it was going to happen. As every lap that passes by, they just get more and more aggressive.
There's Daniel Dye, our buddy, the racetostopsuicide.com on board right behind Matt Crafton. Matt's running 13th, Daniel 14th. Remember, we've had 5 different winners this year in the 5 races. 3 of those winners right now are running up in the top 5.
We're choosing. Once again, Nick Sanchez to the outside on the front row.
You know, Christian Eckes is licking his chops, going to restart from the 3rd spot. You know, he automatically says, I'm going to grab 2nd. I'm going to follow Majeski. If he can get a good start, we're going to get by Sanchez, and I'm going to be right behind Majeski.
And I think head to head, I give the nod to Christian Eckes. He's just been that good.
About 50 less laps on his tires than Majeski has.
Is it easier when you have a carrot dangling out there, somebody to chase, rather than being the chased?
It's just easier when you got a truck like Christian Eckes has, whether you're chasing or being chased. It's just a great feeling when you have a truck that'll grip the road like that 19 does.
Yeah. All right, well, Jamie talked about the 98 of Ty Majeski and what he can do on the restart. See if he can do it. Get a good launch. Pretty good launch right there for the 98. Nick Sanchez to the outside. Here comes Christian Eckes in the 19.
There he is beside, Eckes is beside Sanchez. He's going to have position on him when they get down here to the corner. Moves him up the hill a little bit.
And he gets it. Christian Eckes into the 2nd spot. The caution going to come out again. 4 trucks around Jack Wood, Cam Waters.
Yeah, Jake Garcia in the 13th
Lawless
truck.
Allen, who avoided the last incident. Now he's involved with quite a bit of damage on the front of that truck.
A lot of damage to the rear of Jack's truck as well.
This is frustrating when you can't get some green flag racing in. Big pile up. Lawless Allen there with a lot of damage.
Eckes has probably got to be like, talk about frustrating. Can't we just race, boys?
He's moved up another spot, though.
What did we say, Phil?
2nd.
Well, one at a time. We got one more.
We'll have about 30 laps to do it probably once we restart.
I'm assuming he'll go to the front row because he's got such a fast truck, and he's heard through the spotters that our leader, Ty Majeski, is struggling on the restarts. He had a great restart there, but he's heard there's issues there, so I don't think you want to be behind him.
Well, they started the initial race, the first start, side by side, and Eckes just checked out and led that first lap.
This is chain reaction. You can see started going bad up ahead of Raja. Nothing Daniel could do. He was just a victim of all that went down, and he was right in the middle of it with our onboard camera. We'll see what he saw.
Mr. Highlight Reel right here, Daniel Dye. See Raja.
Do we lose our front bumper camera?
I think it was vulnerable from the time they threw the green flag. So.
But wait, he's got another camera. We're good.
Oh yeah, no, we're good. We've got a couple. We can look at him. We can look off the roof, but I'm not sure our front bumper cam has survived this.
34 laps to go. 33 laps to go now from Martinsville. We're going to step aside. You won't miss anything. We're going side by side. Ty Majeski wants to hang on to it. Can he hold off? Christian Eckes, stay with us. Welcome back to Martinsville Raceway. Michael Waltrip, Phil Parsons, Jamie Howe, Josh Sims, Jamie Little with you. Had a lot of action here. The first half of the race, well, it was pretty smooth sailing. Second half, my goodness, we're under caution for the 9th time tonight.
Not quite as respectful, I don't think, in the second half.
A little race recap for you. The 43, he's just shown us all kinds of action. As you see just behind him, Tanner Gray goes around.
Spencer Boyd gets turned around by Daniel Dye. Brings along Lane Riggs with him.
Eckes has just been dominant tonight, winning both stages.
Caden Honeycutt battling for position. Spins out by himself there.
And this was hard contact by Dean Thompson in the 5 truck off the bumper of Grant Enfinger, and then it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, Brett Holmes, the 32, then 90 as well involved. There's this most recent incident with a lot of chain reaction. This is Martinsville. Nowhere to go, not enough room. Once people start beating and banging, you have to slow down because of the driver in front of you, and then you get pushed into it from the driver behind you.
And that's the truck that's the story as the fans are toughing it out, hanging here in this chilly April day and evening here in Southern Virginia.
Welcome to NASCAR racing there. Cam Waters coming over all the way from Australia. First time ever in a truck was earlier today in practice.
Eckes to the outside.
We're choosing, but we're going to have to do something with the 22 truck of Malazzi. I'm not sure we can. I don't think we'll restart with that truck sitting there.
I'd give it a go.
Malazzi, yeah.
Would you? You figure he's out of the way enough?
Yeah.
I don't know, Michael. We've hit the inside wall there before.
Malazzi's a waiter, right? Is he a server?
He's a server.
Yeah. Server at
Outback. I'm a regular at Outback.
So we've got Sanchez and Taylor Gray will line up in the second row.
Hey!
Oh, look at there.
That's a tough camera, isn't it?
Now it looks like we have 12 degrees of banking in the corners, doesn't it?
I feel like I could run wide open around here.
Oh, that's great.
Here we go.
Here we go. Christian Eckes has found his way back to the front. He starts outside. Ty Majeski, a big restart once again for Christian Eckes. Doesn't get clear. Nick Sanchez back there looking for that spot, wants to take it over.
The best two trucks right here. These were the best two all night long.
Look at Majeski taking Eckes up the hill, but he's still hanging side by side.
27 laps to go. Christian Eckes trying to get cleared. Led the first 100 laps of this race. Ty Majeski not giving it up. Contact right there. Christian Eckes gets it though. He takes the lead.
Oh, he slides up the racetrack and opens up the bottom again for Majeski. Majeski is there. Christian has to give him room.
Man, he almost had that pass made. He's going to get it done here. Nice run off turn 2 for Eckes in that 19.
Into 3, the 98 trying to close it up again, but Eckes has control now. Ty Majeski second, Sanchez back there, and Taylor Gray.
I think if they run a couple more laps, I think Eckes might have enough of a gap that Majeski can't get to his back bumper.
We can just run a couple more laps and get this mess sorted out. These guys are 3 wide all over one another. There you see Sammy Smith in the 7. He's running 11th.
Yeah, moves up into the 10th spot, top 10.
Caden Honeycutt just keeps on digging in the 45. Been involved in some issues, called to the NASCAR hauler, but he's still digging. They're in the 12th spot.
Oh.
And they go around again. Lane Riggs is around. There's Daniel Dye makes it through the 66, has big issues now. That's Cam Waters.
I think he might have,
water.
He may have run into the back of his teammate, Jake Garcia. Said Waters is spraying water, Jamie?
I did say that.
Well, you got to say stuff like that every now and then.
What a day for Cam Waters.
Taking it right to the garage.
Supercar driver. Shane Van Gisbergen, very familiar with him. They race against each other. Worked on this deal since before SVG came over and had that big win in the Cup Series at Chicago last summer.
But Jamie Howe reported that he will be in Kansas in a few weeks, so he'll get a little bit of a taste of some different kind of racing on a 1.5 miles
Much
in Kansas.
different.
And we'll be aboard a different truck.
Yes,
you don't think that was going to do it?
That was not going to make it.
Daniel Dye taking us on board. Let's take a look at what brought out this caution. Hard to tell what happened to Riggs there.
Looked like just a slight nudge by Grant in the 9 truck.
Try to see the 66. You're exactly right. Oh, big hit into the back of Jake Garcia, his teammate.
I see Daniel Dye slipping through that mess. Maybe
He
we can
did.
get him. See what he sees. Oh, barely enough room to slip through there.
The sights and sounds of Martinsville under the lights. Meanwhile, Eckes is like, okay, no more trucks to pass right now.
He didn't want another restart, though. He had opened up a couple 3 truck links over Majeski.
So it took Christian Eckes 63 laps to go from 19th to 1st. See Cam Waters there, probably telling him right now, you must go to the infield care center. Let's hear from some crew chiefs, Jamie.
We'll start with Charles the Knight, the crew chief for Christian Eckes. We talked about how the only thing Christian really wanted was be able to get through traffic just a little bit better. You had to make a couple of adjustments. How happy is he with the truck now?
He's really happy. The adaptive 1 caliper, Napa Auto Care Gates Hydraulic Chevrolet Silverado is really good. We didn't really know how it was going to play out with the strategy that we did, but now it looks like max points day is what we're going for, and certainly going for the win here still. He's doing a great job. The truck's good. Hopefully we get some clean air out front for another 15 or so laps.
He certainly has made those restarts look easy. Josh?
Here with Joe Scheer Jr., the crew chief of the 98 team, and we heard Ty coming over the radio talking about his struggles with the last couple of restarts. What are you telling your driver about how to handle this next one?
I'm not really telling him much. He's got what he's got, and I mean, we're pretty good, but we're just not good enough. Got to keep working on a short track program.
Thanks, Joe.
That's what it feels like to have that much passion and energy and feel that good about your vehicle and just get outrun. And that's what's happening right now. That's just the hardest thing to take when somebody just makes their truck better than yours. He knows Ty Majeski's a short track ace. It didn't bring enough, didn't have the right setup to win this race. But if it wasn't for Christian Eckes, he did for sure.
Is Joe going to blame Ty Majeski?
Yeah, it's your setup, right?
I was thinking the same thing. They did come up with this setup together. But hey, you can't say he had a bad night and didn't run well. My goodness, that 98 led 66 laps tonight, and it's not over, boys.
Talked earlier today about this truck and Lane Riggs and what a big day it is for him here on this track that he's so good at. And everything started on pit road when the jack broke.
Yeah, great qualifying effort. Now he gets turned around here early in the race with some contact.
And again.
And he gets into the outside wall there. And this most recent incident, I think maybe slight contact from the 9, Grand end finger. Turns him around again. But he's still soldiering on. He's still on the lead lap.
And that's a solid team. We know it is championship winning team with Zane Smith a couple years back. And, you know, they'll find their way. Lane is a young driver. He's learning every single week. Every time they go to a racetrack, he's learning all these new nuances, right? I mean, he ran some Xfinity races, but he hasn't been to most of these places in a truck. So you could see they've got a lot of speed. What are they saying, Jamie?
Well, they were really looking forward to this challenge tonight. They back on the side of that truck. They had 100 tickets in the grandstand. They had a suite up here. Lots of local fans that were all out here to watch this race unfold. And one of the things he pointed out was that his dad won this race back in 2001. Perspective, Lane wasn't even born yet. So this was a big night for him. Unfortunately, it didn't go this well.
Yeah, no doubt. Perspective for sure. As we're ready for this restart once again. Christian Eckes, a monster restart again.
And a struggle again for Eckes, or excuse me, for
Ty Majeski.
And he got punted a little bit by Sanchez, but good tight racing up here in the front.
And lost that second spot to Sanchez. Now Ankrum is side by side with Majeski for third.
Ankrum wants a piece of that. 77, Chase Purdy back there, Taylor Gray. Great battle between those two tonight. Raja Caruth is right there.
There's Corey Heim on the outside of Raja. He's going to lose that spot to Raja.
He moves back to 8th. Stuart Friesen isn't finished with this. As Eckes crosses the line, this is the Craftsman trucks, 15 to go.
Majeski trying to hold on to that third spot. Ankrum's going to pull up beside Majeski now.
Hey, race fans, we're staying with you, staying with all the action here at Martinsville as we go commercial free with Crank It Up, sponsored by Craftsman.
Craftsman's back on track with Deal of the Race. During this year's Craftsman Truck Series, we're giving race fans rockin' deals on tools to power through projects. Because teams and fans alike trust Craftsman to get the job done right.
Curb appeal begins with Craftsman.
It's got power that'll blow you away.
This makes yard work a breeze.
Scan now for the current Deal of the Race. From outdoor care to home and auto repair. Do it fast. Do it proud. Do it with Craftsman.
You look good there, Mikey.
Cranked it up, didn't we?
Yes, you did. Good to see you back in a fire suit.
Caden Honeycutt.
Nice battle here.
Yeah, he's just on the inside of Stuart Friesen, making his way back toward the top 10.
Friesen's lost a few spots here in these last 5 laps as the 88 going in the right direction. Matt Crafton in 12th right now as they run.
The 0-2, you see that orange truck top of your screen, Mason Massey. A great run for that 0-2 truck. Now running just outside the top 10 in 11th.
That's great to see.
Trucks around once again. Stuart Friesen looks like he had trouble but was able to hang on to it. The 9, a Grant Enfinger.
Look at all the smoke.
Christian Eckes is like, come on, guys. Let's keep these things pointed in the right direction. I got to bring this thing home.
That was back there battling in the 14th spot. Oh, that's
Matt Mills' truck. So he ripped a hood pin bar out of that truck.
The hood flap is open. I think that's the only area he's looking out the windshield right there. Get it back to pit road. So 9 laps to go right here for Christian Eckes. Nick Sanchez, Ty Majeski had slipped back to 3rd. Let's take a look at what brought out the most recent caution.
See the 9 of Grant Enfinger right on the back tailgate of Stewart. Looked like Grant thought Stewart was going to get in the throttle. Stewart didn't. Around you, when you see Matt run in the back of Grant, then Matt's also going to make contact with Stewart, slight contact.
Stewart kept her fired up and rolling.
It's amazing with all that smoke, we had no more trucks involved in that incident than there were.
Yeah, I don't think Stewart got on the gas quite like Grant thought he was gonna. Made contact, a couple of veterans racing outside the top 10. And I bet you Daniel Dye's been
There he is on the outside.
Been around this mess. Watch all this smoke go up, Bill.
Remember, nice move to the outside by Daniel. That was a truck-saving move to the outside.
Stuart Friesen looking like he was going to have a nice top 10 finish tonight. Now he finds himself on pit road with 8 laps to go. Matt Mills. If you're looking for NHRA qualifying coming up next here on FS1, as soon as we complete our race here and crown our winner, stick with us right here.
Man, I love NHRA. Those guys get with it. Such an intense 3 seconds.
So much different than we do here.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
What an experience to
to be there.
Go there, take the kids, my
feel
goodness.
that power.
What, 11,000 horsepower?
All right, let's listen to the 52 radio.
That fire just came over. Awesome, just drive right the through us. It don't matter who the is gonna target on us.
I hear what you're saying. Feels like he has a target on him. Look at that beautiful truck with damage there. Oh my goodness! Did he miss pit road?
I think
he can't see it.
I don't think he wants to give away his track position. right now, Matt's running.
They surely are going to call him back in for this.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out. He did come
He's
to
got
pit
that
road.
little hole right there. Look, you can see through
Can
his
y'all see him in there?
Hey, Matt.
Hey, buddy.
Let's give it another try.
We could be creeping toward
Are you going to say overtime?
NASCAR overtime.
Oh boy. So 11 cautions tonight, 79 laps, and we continue counting here. 3 different leaders, 5 lead changes. Christian Eckes.
That's the barrel bomb that didn't work. It's too cold for the barrel bomb to stick.
That's a good point. We've got to be about 40 degrees right now, and the wind has been constant. We heard one of the spotters earlier say that there were snow flurries up above.
I'm not sure that's going to work either.
No,
They
I
need a
don't think
bungee cord to go from one side to the other.
I think they need Joey Gase to come over there and rip it off. That'd be the best solution at this point.
Man, that got some airtime this week, didn't it? Go. It only has to hang on for 6 laps.
Well, it's not even hanging on for 6 feet, Jamie.
Oh, goodness.
All right, Sanchez is going to line up on the outside. Majeski now right behind the 19 of Eckes.
Let's get serious one more time. Let's get him on pit road.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, let's.
So NASCAR has called the 42 back in. Clearly, that's not going to work. Oh, there it goes again.
We didn't do anything different. You know, we put the same Barabon on there that didn't work the time before.
Phil, I know you're frustrated. Don't take it out on them. They're trying.
Granted, we don't usually race when it's this cold, so some things act differently or they don't react at all, which is the case with the Barabon.
Yeah, and I think the Barabon on the racetrack has caused NASCAR to.
They just going to cut it off?
Bring the.
There we go.
Caution back out. Or postpone the restart here. There's the culprit, Steve Malazzi.
He wanted no part of that Barabon, did he?
I'm out of here. I think he's beginning to think he wishes he's at Outback. Got one to go again.
Warming up their tires.
Eckes has just been so solid every aspect of the game. We've seen a little bit of a hitch in Majeski's restarting.
Most of his restarts, right?
Yeah, had a couple good ones, but
remember the initial start of the race, Eckes grabbed the lead from the outside from Majeski.
Last restart. Lost that second spot to Nick Sanchez.
It's going to be 3 to go.
Hang on, boys and girls.
After the great start, Sanchez has been outside the top 15 the last 3 races. He needs a good run here to get back on track.
In a great position to do so. Tyler Ankrum continuing his strong season.
All right, here we go. Will this be the last restart of the night? Christian Eckes, Nick Sanchez. Eckes every single time. Unbelievable on the reaction time on his restarts as they battle right behind him. The 98, Majeski trying to hang on, not good enough. Eckes with the edge. Majeski comes back through turn 3, turn 4. They're battling, they're rubbing on each other. Right behind them, the 77 and Chase Purdy trying to get that 3rd spot.
Great move by Chase Purdy in the 77. Raja, the 71, right behind him, side by side with Ankrum.
We have yet to have a repeat winner this season. Christian Eckes takes the white flag. 1 lap to go. Won it 2 races ago at Bristol, the first short track race of the season. Here at Martinsville, he's led the most laps tonight. Christian Eckes hangs on to it coming out of turn 4. What a perfect night it was. Eckes gets it done. He'll take home the grandfather clock at Martinsville.
Let's go.
You
Good job,
win.
buddy.
He went. Ty Majeski secures that 2nd spot. Chase Purdy, great effort by him. Hearing a little contact, Stuart Friesen just dumped the 56 is what it looked like. Celebration on pit road. What a night it was for that team. Chase Purdy, the 77, what an effort for them. They needed that. Nick Sanchez ends up 4th. Tyler Ankrum, the top 5 for him. It's the bottom of your screen.
Frustration after a rough night for Stuart Friesen. And that's what victory feels like. Swept the whole race.
Max points in both stages and gets the win. You don't see that happen too often. That's just how dominant.
Most people didn't think that was possible to win that 2nd stage. Have the strategy to pit after the end of the 2nd stage, but that truck was strong enough to pull it off.
It's a lot of confidence by the crew chief, isn't it? In his driver and the team and the truck they put together.
McAnally Hilgeman Racing, what a place, what a home it's been for Christian Eckes since coming over there at the start of 2023. His 6th win with them. They built this team around him.
We talked top of the show, the most wins since the beginning of last season with 5. Now let's make it 6.
Not unscathed, no doubt. All 4 corners, well, maybe 3 corners of that truck with some damage.
It's one of the straighter ones we'll have tonight.
Yes, no doubt. Christian Eckes pumping the fist for those fans that stuck it out in this cold weather tonight. It was nice and toasty in that truck. Picks up the checkered flag. First repeat winner of the season. Pitted 1 time tonight. They stuck with that strategy. 6th career win for McAnally Hilgeman Racing. Well, Josh, he's with you.
Well, Christian Eckes puts together a complete race out here tonight. 2nd short track win in a row. What can you say right now about what you and this 19 team are putting together?
Something really special. Yeah, it hasn't been an easy regular season so far, to say the least. And we came here, and we weren't that great last year. We're like maybe a 6th place truck, and we worked really hard on it, and here we are in victory lane. So just super proud of this entire team, and huge thanks to Adaptive One Caliper, Napa Auto Care, Gates Hydraulics, all of our partners, Chevrolet. It's a good day to be in victory lane. Can't wait for that clock.
Christian Eckes, your winner at Martinsville.
Ty Majeski was able to lead 66 laps of this race, but climbed out of the truck. There was a scratch of the head. Ultimately wasn't enough to hold on to it. What work needs to be done?
Yeah, we came here with a little bit of a different setup, stepped outside our comfort zone a little bit, trying to try something for the playoffs. That's the one that matters. So I think we've gotten better. The 19 was stout tonight. He was just a little bit better than us. And he had better tires, and I just could not launch on restarts. So got to go to do some homework on that and get a little bit better here for the fall. But I think we left here with the points lead today. So really solid day. Obviously, you want to win. I wanted that grandfather clock, but super proud of this 98 Soda Sense team. We've been working hard at getting our trucks better, and yeah, just a little bit short tonight.
Certainly something to build on. Thanks, Ty.
Thank you, Jamie. And you saw some heated words between Timmy Hill and Stuart Friesen. We saw them get together at the end of the race. Frustration, that short track race. And we talked about the aggression, the emotion. Under the lights just adds a little extra fuel all the way down to the end.
A lot of pushing and shoving, and just an unbelievable night for Christian Eckes. Look at those playoff points he's gathered up.
Over double what anybody else has right now. A perfect night, a 60-point night for that team.
Those don't come along very often, do they, Phil? I know you like the numbers. 60's a good number.
Charles said it early in the, early when we interviewed him. They were looking for max points, and they got them.
Ben Rhodes right there on that, just above that cut line, as we like to say. Sorry, Michael. Great third place finish for Chase Purdy. Talked about him all night long, Jamie.
And at one point in the race, Chase was up there and battling for that top three, but then you were relegated back to the middle of the pack. I heard you say it's a lot harder to race back there. Everything was unpredictable. What role did that play in you having to drive back through the traffic?
Yeah, it definitely made it more challenging, but no, we had a really fast Bama Buggies Spire Motorsports Silverado tonight, and it's refreshing. It's been a rough start to the season, and it's nice to have a run like this, and we'll take this momentum and go to Texas.
Nice job. Thank you.
Well, he said it. His best finish this season was 15th, and that was the second race of the year in Atlanta. So, wow, great pickup by Chase Purdy and that 77 team for Spire Motorsports.
And he was a runner-up last year at Texas, so he's got to be excited about going back there.
Yeah, looking forward to Texas Motor Speedway coming up next weekend for the Truck Series.
Hopefully we won't see quite as much contact as we saw in the last two races we've had.
Here it is. Horsepower of all kinds. We go back to Texas Motor Speedway. What a race that was. There were a lot of contact last year.
High speed contact too. That's a lot different than here at Martinsville.
Coming up, see it there, 7:30 Eastern, right here on FS1. That's on Friday. We'll be back with you. Christian Eckes gets to drive.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.